Hey everybody, we are back with another lightning news flash. This is it. This is the last day, right, brother?
This is the last one, baby.
All right, here we go. Look at this. Now, you see, before I take this up here, we see this old picture of the Tivoli. I found out something about that place.
Yeah.
It's haunted.
I heard that too. We were walking around today, and these girls at this bar told us that it was haunted indeed.
Yeah, I found an article about it, oddly enough.
What did it say? What's
Let
the
me
story?
see. It says Buckley's Tivoli venue to appear on most haunted TV series. Now, this was posted years ago. So staff at Buckley's former theater are convinced it is haunted by the ghost of a doomed projectionist who died in a fire in the 1940s.
Whoa.
So
Insane.
hopefully maybe it's a nice ghost.
So far any ghost has been great rock and roll spirit.
Gotcha. So now I was doing I did a little bit of research here so we can show these real quick. I can put them in kind of in order in the way you've been lately. So just to show where you were when you were doing you did your Edinburgh show up in Scotland, right?
Yes,
then
that was on Monday.
Good Lord. Okay, and we're ready, folks, right? So that was on Monday on the 6th. You had the next day off, but then you were in Belfast.
Yeah.
So did you drove to the coast, took a ferry across?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. We woke up early, drove and got on the 3-hour ferry, did the show, and then turned around and got back on the ferry back to the next one.
Yes, because then that's when you started. That Belfast was your everyday event start.
Yes.
So then you went. Now I would think you went back to Scotland. No, you didn't. You went down to went down to Staffordshire, right?
Yep. We're at Stoke.
11. So there's the location there, just south of Manchester, not too far from Liverpool. Then from there, you went to the Hard Rock, which is
way back up there.
Way back up in Glasgow. And then the next one, you came back down all the way to
Wales.
Playing Wales at Skinner's Arms, which is on the west side. And then let's see, then do you say, is it Macinlith?
Yeah, McKinleth.
McKinleth. Excellent. I was like, man, how am I going to get this right? Yeah, that's McKinleth. So there you are on the west side there, right?
Yep, that's where we were last night. Yep.
Or did I? Yeah, okay. And I did it wrong. I marked it wrong. It's incorrect, I think. But anyway, now you're back at Tivoli. You're not far from Wrexham, right?
No, we drove through Wrexham.
Man, did you go by the football stadium there?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Have you watched any of that?
No, but they have it on. They were telling us about it. Sniper's football fan was telling us about it.
Cool. Yeah. So awesome. So real quick, I don't want to keep you. I know you guys have to go on in a little while, but you got to prepare. So what's been some of the highlights? Let's just kind of hit it. Belfast. What was the deal with Belfast? How'd you like that?
Belfast. We'd been there before, so we kind of knew what we were getting into. We were there with Enough 1 year ago, and it was the same thing. Completely packed house, people going crazy. They love rock and roll in Ireland, and it was a brilliant show. Just absolutely like the energy off the fucking chart. Just absolutely cool and hell, and to see all those people again that we saw the first time through.
That's fantastic. From there, you go to Staffordshire. How was that?
That was awesome. Again, another one that we'd been to before.
Good.
Stoke-on-Trent, the home of Lemmy. So many great people came from there. And the time that we played there before, there's probably 15 people there. And this time we probably were looking at 50. Great crowd. Tuesday night, colder than hell. But most of the tour has been colder than hell, so you just kind of learn to deal with it.
Yeah.
But good, great venue, great crowd. This one goes up to 11. That's what it was called, 11.
Yeah, right. Why don't you just make 10 louder? Well, then it wouldn't go to 11.
This one goes one more.
Oh man, then you go to the Hard Rock Cafe there in Glasgow.
Yeah, that was a really good one. We'd never been in Glasgow before, and it was really like a turn and burn type of situation where we drove straight in, parked the van, loaded in. Had like an hour, not even. We walked around a little bit and then played the show, went to the hotel and cruised out.
Have you
here's our tour manager, Pete.
Oh, I thought it was Kerry.
No, we're on a live interview with Viking Stew.
Oh, no.
This is our liaison, our tour manager, Pete.
Fantastic.
He's been the guy that's getting us everywhere.
You got to have one of those with you every time.
Long drives. Sorry, I didn't.
No, don't worry.
Is everybody staying healthy?
Yeah, everybody's good. I think one person got sick so far.
Okay.
And that's really it.
Yeah, because I know when you're doing those high energy, long road trips, weather, especially when you're sweating your ass off and then you go and do a gig and then you're loading out in the cold, it's dicey sometimes.
Yeah. So you really got to prepare. I think this time we were better prepared. At least I was with warm clothes. And
yes.
So you got scarves, gloves, boots, everything.
Yeah. Plenty of vitamin C and whatnot.
And make sure you eat. We've been trying to sleep as much as possible, which is, at a commodity.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why you need those awesome people to drive you around, right?
Absolutely. That's really been the lifesaver. And I'm glad that he jumped in. Because Pete has really been our lifesaver on this tour, and great friend, and an incredible band called Vega from here in the UK.
Cool.
And just released a record. Incredible. I can't say enough about how cool Pete is and how much he's helped us out.
Well, you'll have to turn me on to that stuff, and we'll see if we can talk about it. We should talk about it here.
Name of the band is Vega. Pete, you got a new thing, Pete.
Cool.
What's the new thing? Yeah. Battle Lines. By Vega. Yep.
Okay. Can we find that on Spotify?
Is it on Spotify?
Yeah.
He said only cassette tape, reel to reels.
Well, then make
only
sure you check it out. Called Battle Lines. And is it VEGA Vega?
Yep, that's right.
All right, cool. Like the old car.
And he produced the record, recorded it, did it all himself.
Wow. Okay. Yes. Well, I'm checking that out straight away. Then.
Great band.
Very cool. How many are in the band?
I believe there's 4 guys. Is there 4 guys in the band? 5 guys. Pete is the drummer.
Oh, he's the drummer.
He's the drummer and mastermind.
Fantastic. What kind of drum kit does he play just for fun?
Pete, what kind of drum kit do you play?
That's how acrylic double.
Nutella. Did you hear that?
Yep. Got it.
Nutella acrylic double.
That is fantastic. Well, I look forward to see if I give me some information to contact, and then I'll have him on the show.
Perfect.
That's great. So,
done.
Very good. Lovely. So then Skinner's Arms. Yeah. How was that?
Oh, man. I'm telling you, that was one that really surprised the hell out of me. It was a town of, they go, why are we going out here? It's so weird. We're in the middle of nowhere in Wales.
Really?
It's a town of 15,000 people. This tiny bar that I'm telling you, Jimmy and I couldn't even stand up straight. And they put the band right on the floor, right in the bar. And we're like, this is going to be terrible. It's going to be horrible. There's no way this is going to be good. And we walk out of the dressing room, and the place, 50 people in there, completely packed, asses to elbows. And the energy was more than like a show with 200 people in it. It was just incredible, the energy, because it was like the punk rock right there in your face type of rock show. Very, very cool. And both bands went over really, really well.
That's great. I mean, really, that's what it's about. That energy, man.
This little cottage, like in Wales, and it was really cool. A very cool experience.
Well, I'm glad it turned out the way it did, because man, sometimes, you walk into those places, you're like, what is?
Yeah, you like never know.
No, No. I went into a place where we had to put our sound equipment on the other side of a door. I'm like, am I in the right place? There's no way we can play a gig here, right?
Yeah, that was close to what it was. The guy's name is Dio, and he's just starting out a promotion company to booking shows, and really did everything really as well as he could under the the circumstances he had. Yeah. Sound was great, the lights good, food was even better, like a home cooked Welsh meal.
Wow. And if you can get it right, booking a couple of bands like you guys, if you can get it right in a small place,
yep,
you almost think the opposite. Well, if I can get it right in a big place, I can get it right in a small place.
Yep.
But not really. I would think if you can do it here, it's so much, you just expand that, keep that same mindset. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like everybody came out. The town was just buzzing. We were the first international acts they'd ever had there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank
to
you.
both bands. That's great. That is great. And then now, not too far of a drive to Tivoli, right?
Yeah, it was a little 2-hour jaunt up to Tivoli. We decided we're going to go see. Apparently, near McKinley, there's where they wrote Led Zeppelin 3 and 4.
Oh wow!
And so we're like, oh, we got to go check out this house, and we drove up this stupid hill, and this tiny road, drove all the way up this hill, and there was no way to get out. And so Pete had to back the van all the way back out of this hill. It was hairy. I was nervous. Just wild. And they're like, okay, that's enough. We're not going to go see the Led Zeppelin house. But you can kind of see it off in the distance.
Sure.
This kind of cool landmark for music nerds.
Right. Which, it's like that. When we get that close to something, you're like, okay, I saw it. It's right there. If I don't get to it, that's okay.
Yep. Yeah. And you got the vibe and the feel of the place just by being there.
Wow.
The countryside, you can see the rolling hills and the sheep, and that looked exactly like Song Remains the Same.
Right, exactly. That's great. That is fantastic. So then what are we looking forward to tonight? Is there anything different you're doing for your last show there?
Not nothing different. The last shows are always really bittersweet, so the guys are everybody, like, as you can kind of hear and see, everybody's behind me just joking, having a good time on the last one. Our sound check was really fun. We got up and the bands kind of meshed together, and Pete jumped in on a couple songs, and we just all kind of messed around during sound check, just playing songs we wanted to. This venue is huge. It's a beautiful venue, a really cool place, with a really crazy history. Motorhead played here, Wasp played here, all these great bands have played here. So you kind of just go off that sonic vibration.
Man,
you do stuff and you're like, why weren't we doing this the whole 2 weeks?
Yeah. Maybe I'll do a little research on Tivoli and figure out who all's been there, and maybe down the line you and I can do a quick show about some of the bands that have been there and a little bit.
It's just huge. It's really cool, and we're like upstairs right now, staring out. We'd be probably in where the projector would have been, in the projection room.
Well, tell them I said hello.
Yeah.
Project this. So yeah, well, good. Well, all the best tonight. I won't keep you any longer. I'll let you get rolling back to the guys so you guys can.
How'd your gig go this weekend?
Oh man, it was great. It was fun.
Good.
It was we played out in St. Charles, just not too far from the Diamond, and it was a lot of fun. We have a blast. And then I went down to there's a new little venue called Little Bevo. There's a place here called Bevo Mill. It's down in the city. And my buddy has if you ever come back to St. Louis soon, or whenever you come back to St. Louis, I'll take you down to his bar. We'll go hang out there. And it's right by this place. And Steve Dockraden, he used to be our artist relations guy at St. Louis Music back in the brilliant days when it was owned by people that lived here in St. Louis before we got bought out. And then he always had a dream, and this is what you're going to love, always had a dream of having a bar with pinball machines, and the only music in the jukebox is punk.
Oh, very cool. Exactly. We need more bars like that.
Yes. So he's got his dream. In fact, he opened up a second bar as well. Just a brilliant dude. He and his wife are two outstanding people.
This is Dizzy, guitar player of Pretty Boy Floyd.
What's up? How's it going, man?
Good. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt. I was trying to fuck him up.
We were we were van seat mates in the van, and it's a very illustrious position, and you did so well.
Well, thank you.
It was a pleasure.
These guys, it's hard to follow this energy every night. For whoever's listening, it's
Well,
hard to follow this energy every night.
That's what it's about, man. It's about everybody giving 100%, 110, 150, whatever.
This is from Sacramento.
Oh, really?
Sacramento kid, yeah.
Outstanding. Yeah, I make it out there to California a couple different times. My wife has work that takes her out there, so I go out and hang out. So
Cool. Well, I'll let you get back to it.
Yeah,
cool. I look forward to talking to you guys too down the line. Yeah, so but no, everything was good. Looking forward to we have another gig next month, and then we're just looking to book gigs next year too. So
that's where we're at. We got 2 more shows for the year, and then we start booking for 2024.
Yeah, and recording, right?
Yep, we'll do the record over the break. Hopefully, that is the plan.
I'm excited about that, man.
Yeah, me too. I'm like ready.
Yeah.
It ushers in the next chapter, or whatever the creative process is of whatever's coming next.
Yeah, it'll be neat to have you get that first one out and your sophomore album out, and it does well, and you're happy with it, and then that third one. So it'd be great to have that, that hat trick of albums out there.
Absolutely, you're totally right, and I really feel that we have the songs to back it up. We played one tonight right here in the venue during sound check, and it just I go, it sounds great to me. I mean, I know we wrote the song, but I'm like, that sounds incredible. It matched exactly where we left off with the last record.
Absolutely. I did this. I did another lightning round earlier today with my friend. We were talking about the Metallica show was here, and it was kind of cool because it's interesting that you say that, because my brother-in-law chimed in on the chat saying how certain bands played things before they were on the record.
Yeah.
We're
very guilty of that.
Yeah, that's cool. I love it. And I think it's smart.
You try them out in the live situation to see, what's going to stick, what are you going to add to the set, what are you going to take away from the set. That's always the toughest part.
Yeah. Yep. And I can imagine it's tough sometimes when you're like, oh, that didn't hit like I thought it was going to hit.
Right. Exactly. And then people will be like, oh, I want you to play this song. This song's my favorite one. This song's my favorite one. And you're like, well, we only have 45 minutes. We know what's the big hit, right? Or not the big hits, but the songs that we need to play and the songs that we think are really good. And you almost get to the point where people are like, oh, pull out the obscure ones. And if we had the time, we totally would. And we're very, very capable of doing that. And we've kind of made sure that we studied enough of what we've already done that we could play any of the songs from the last 2 records.
Absolutely. Well, all the best tonight, brother. This time I will let you get rolling. And I do appreciate you asking me about my gig. That was awesome.
Yeah. I hope they went well, man. It's like we have one show tonight, and we're playing the show. We take the makeup off and go straight to the airport, and we're coming back to the States. So
that was my last little bit of a question. I was going to see what your schedule is. You're not staying. You're just you're taking it off and taking off.
Yeah, getting out of Dodge. I feel like all the guys kind of agree. Like, we've been out for so long this year that why put off the inevitable? But now I said that when we started the tour, and now that it's the last show, I'm like, I don't really want it to end. I'm not really ready for it to end yet.
No, because you get into that vibe and you get into the time zone, and you're like, okay, now I'm acclimated. I'm ready to go. Okay, I gotta go. Okay.
Like, you do it every day. Every day you wake up, you're like, okay, we gotta drive, we gotta set up, we gotta do this, do our makeup.
Yep.
And it's almost like the days off kind of suck worse.
Yeah.
Even though you're exhausted, like, once you start doing the makeup and everybody's, like, back here just talking and ripping on each other.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about for me, really. Like, I tell them I could do this every day, even though it's difficult and taxing on the body. I could still do it every day.
Understandable. Yeah, I get it, brother. Well, have a wonderful show and safe travels back. I'll keep in touch with you, and just to make sure you got home okay. And
this is the bass player for Pretty Boy Floyd right here.
Hey, all right.
I'm bass brother right here.
I love my bass brothers. Yes.
What is
It's Viking Stew. He's from St. Louis.
Oh, St. Louis, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played up at the Rockin' Skull in 2017 and 18.
The creepy crawl, right?
It was at the first one was at, it was like a guy's name, and that was in Tremont. The ones that I played, Tremont and Crevecoeur.
Crevecoeur. What is the creepy crawl in St. Louis? Was that a St. Louis venue?
Yes, that was
Downtown, and they had one like closer to the pageant, right?
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Great place. I know the guy Jeff.
Yeah, I'd never been there. I always heard about it, but had never been there. But I've been to the pageant. Loved the pageant.
So it was the Crack Box, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was another venue downtown too that I've forgotten. I saw Gary Newman there.
Red Flag? Was that it?
What was it?
The Red Flag?
Oh yeah, maybe that was it. Because I'd never heard of it before, and my buddy's like, Gary Newman's in town. I'm like, what? So love his stuff, man. It's great. It's great.
Cool. Thanks, buddy.
Right on,
Appreciate it.
yeah.
Thanks for stopping in. That's awesome, dude. What? See, everything happens for a reason.
Here's the mess right here. Jimmy, come say hi.
Oh,
to
there
Viking-
he is.
Viking Stew.
Viking stew likes Viking music. Oh.
Jimmy, you'd remember me. I had the kilt on up at Rockin' Skull.
Get the kilt at Rockin' Skull.
That was a kilt, yeah. That was what we call a dress over here.
Sometimes they call it that here too.
I'm
Of course.
not Scottish. That's right. There's a difference.
I had a woman ask me the other night. She had to take a double take when I walked in to the club with my kilt on, and she goes, and I walk over. I'm like, I noticed she had this astonished face, and I walked over. I go, what? She goes, I'm sorry. I said, sorry about what? What were you? She goes, oh, I gave you that look, and I was like, well, I didn't know if it was because I was bringing in baked goods for the crew or here at the bar, or if it was about my kilt. And she's like, oh, that's about the kilt. And I was like, that's no problem. It's all right. You know?
Yeah.
And of course she's like, what do you wear underneath? I'm like, what are you supposed to wear underneath? Well,
The
nothing.
proper Viking underneath.
Right.
Of course. Don't.
Nothing. You got to go. You just got to do it. That's what you do.
Absolutely. All the time.
I can't cheat. So. All right, dude. Well, have a
Cool,
great
buddy.
one. And I look forward to talking to you when you're stateside again, man. Have a great show.
We'll do it. We'll do a tour wrap up when we get back.
And congratulations.
Thank you very much, Stu. I appreciate it.
Take it easy. Say hi to everybody there, man.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
See ya.